What's up, guys? My name is Shreyas, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we have Mr. Gauthaman Ramesh, because he finally got married. So, first of all, congratulations to Mr. Gauthaman Ramesh. I want you guys to comment down below. Congratulations, Mr. Gauthaman Ramesh. So that will be the keyword to trigger the algorithm. So, thanks a lot, guys, for the support over this last few episodes. I think this is the 10th episode. So number 10, you're a defender, right? You're not a number 10. You're a defender, right?
Dude, I'm a number 7. I'm a number 7.
Okay, he's a number 7. So
No,
either
actually
way,
number 9. Number 9.
number
It's
9. Okay, number 9, like whom? Like Zlatan,
Benzema.
like
Benzema.
Benzema. Oh, Benzema. No, Benzema is number 10, bro. He's not number 9.
Yeah, but he's a number 9, right?
Oh yeah, he is. Anyway, all that stupid chat out of the way. So today we have Gauthaman Ramesh, guys. If you don't know who Gauthaman Ramesh is, that's probably because he is not very active on social media for multiple reasons anymore. But he is also one of the first OG fitness YouTubers from back in the day. As you can see from his age, we started very young. Same for me as well. We started very young, and even though we've been here for a long time, we are still young. So Gauthaman Ramesh, where are you right now? At what stage of your life are you right now? Are you still consider yourself to be a part of the fitness industry, or do you think that you are slowly drifting away and slowly want to leave this beautiful yet not so beautiful industry?
So thank you for the intro, man. It's been a long time, and it still feels so weird because it's been such a long time. There was in front of the camera. Like we used to do so many videos back in the day, and now with this light on and all that stuff, it still feels like so new. But again, currently, I don't think that coaching part of me will ever go away. But currently, I am doing a lot more than just coaching. I'm actually not coaching at all these days, but I'm definitely deep in the fitness industry, and I'm exploring. I feel like I'm exploring a different part of it. I think we all have had our own journeys. We all started in the same point, but we all took different paths within the industry, which is so interesting because a lot of people don't understand that there is so much to do within the industry in itself and the way it has evolved right now. So it's not just about before it probably if you take 10 years before, right, it's all about bodybuilding. So right now is there's so many different things that you can do, and I feel like I'm just kind of exploring a little bit of all of it, and I finally think I found what I wanted. So maybe through the podcast we can talk a little bit more about that.
Right.
But yeah, I think I'm still in the fitness industry, well deep rooted in the fitness industry.
All right. So this question that I definitely want to ask you, next question, which is regarding YouTube. Now you used to be very vlog oriented guy. You used to vlog a lot. You used to edit your vlogs. By the way, that's not coffee, right?
That is coffee. Let's keep it as coffee.
Okay. So so back in the day when we first met, I think in 2015, if I'm not wrong, or 14, right? When was your competition?
15, bro. I think it was 15.
15, right? So when I first met you, you were crazy about vlogging, and you would
14. Yeah.
End of 14, right? Somewhere in the end of 14.
Yeah.
Right. You were crazy about vlogging. You would take your fucking camera and go everywhere, wherever we used to go, even in the mall and everything. So, over the last few years, you have kind of slowly stopped YouTube, but do you miss that part where, forget the following and everything? I'm just talking about the part of YouTube where when you see other people, kind of doing what you used to do back in the day. Do you kind of feel I kind of miss this? It would be, I would have loved to continue this. Do you have any so-called regrets or anything like that? Be honest. It's okay. I mean, there's
yeah, for sure. I think if you had asked me this question probably a couple of years back, or 3 years ago, I would have said yeah. Because I used to still there is this part of me whenever I see Christian Guzman or Steve, one of those people when I don't watch vlogs a lot these days, but when I see, I feel yeah, this is something that it feels cool, right? But at the same time, now at this point, uh, I kind of understood that is not for me, because every time I did that, like this is just me, right? Like I'm like, it's just not different people. Every time I did that, I felt like I was forced to be someone else, or like, just so you kind of see, like you record yourself, you post something, and then the whole point of this whole YouTube game, right, is likability, right? Like believe it or not, that is a very important factor,
Yeah, yeah,
especially if you're vlogging, right?
yeah.
So I feel like, so it's more like you're trying to gain acceptance, and that slowly eventually changes you and takes you away from like who you actually are, right?
Right.
So I feel like that ended up happening a lot to me. So that's one of the reasons why right now I definitely don't miss it at all. Like if you like if I'm paid to create content right now, I would still be like, oh, I have to create the content,
Why?
so
Is
like
it just because of that, or how social media has become like, it's become more, what do you call, so-called, more than being raw, it's become more, the more the glamour, the better it is,
yeah.
is that why? Is that why?
No, I think for that has a lot of like part to play, because right now it's all about like angles and like equipment and like like all that. Like I understand, right? Obviously, people need to see this, but I think the line has to be drawn there. But now it's more than that. There has to be a storyline. There has
Right.
to be like some muscle involved in it. So
Right.
I I still enjoy creating content for Instagram, which is very direct, and I don't even care about likes or follows or whatever, because that's not my main whatever I'm doing right now, right? So
Right.
if that is the case, then I enjoy making content. But if that
Right.
were to be like my main source, then I don't
Right.
think I would actually enjoy it. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. Same for me. Like I had a similar, my last podcast was basically because about that, where same shit happened to me as well, where I was doing, slowly drifted, into becoming like the so-called typical YouTuber, where I kind of had to do things which, I did not believe in. So that kind of
Hmm.
fucked my mind up. And eventually, definitely I realized, I got a wake up call that, I can still be myself, even though the I used to get like crazy views when I was doing all that, funny content and all that. But at the end of the day, that is, even though I'm very fun, I mean, I'm very, like very, I'm basically an idiot in real life, but I don't want to, kind of behave like that on uh, social media. And I got a lot of views, but that satisfaction was not there. So definitely I understand with you. And for me still, I'm not in that place as you, where you don't need social media. I still need social media, where it is a huge part of my business. So I, like you said, if someone pays me $1 million to get off social media, what do you think? Do you think I would take it? I would definitely take it. For me, that is something that eventually I want to do, because not now. I'll eventually get slowly off social media without, it should be a day where I just post content and just forget about it. It should be like that.
Hmm.
Now it's not
Yeah.
like that. Now I have to post, I have to worry about this and that. But anyway, next thing is, I'll tell you a quick story, guys. Okay, when we used to work out together in 2015 or 16, yeah, 15, yeah, 16, sorry, 16. So we used to go to this Gold's gym. Okay, there one big bodybuilder used to come, and we used to, go to the gym together. So Gauthaman, would wear a tank top. Okay, when we start the workout. Okay, then that huge bodybuilder would come. Okay, and when that bodybuilder comes, this guy was like, fuck this guy, it's too big. This guy will go back and wear his t-shirt and then, start his workout. Okay, so this guy always had a very typical bodybuilder kind of thing, where he wanted to, be the guy, in the gym, not as a egoistical, not in a very egoistical way, but as a is a very competitive guy without being very competitive, in terms of the physique. So then I knew that this guy always had that love for bodybuilding. He competed in that musclemania show, even though we thought it was a natty show, but we all know what the reality is of that. And then, eventually he started this phase where you are into bodybuilding, right? You wanted to kind of in simple words, I would like to say, you wanted to get into the game, right? So you did, you got like huge, I'll display pictures of that. But what what were the positives that you got from that? And definitely I'm sure there were negatives of that as well.
There's always this phase of me that was like really like like I think till this day, like I think we were just talking a little while before, like how I wanted to like play football or whatever. So I've always been like competing from my school age, right? So I think that's what got me into bodybuilding. Like the first time I ever went to a gym, I saw someone bigger than me, and I was like, no, I have to be bigger than this guy, right? So, but to so I feel see bodybuilding is a great sport, right? To do recreationally. Now, I'm not saying that people who are doing bodybuilding they are on the wrong path or any of that sort, but I'm
Hmm.
just saying that the amount of time and effort you invest into it, it's very hard, and it is very rare that you see the benefits out of it, right? Because like the whole, if you look at any bodybuilding motivation video, right, it's all about it's a lifestyle, it's all of that, and it's true because it's not just, it doesn't end right there. You have to go, you have to train, you have to eat properly, so it
Right.
becomes your entire day.
Right.
So for me, this switch actually happened when I was having my own gym, right? Because I was like, I really couldn't put that much effort into bodybuilding. But even though like I was, so while bulking it's always easy, right? Well, cutting down is when the real part
Right.
starts. So I could never prep for the show because there were so many other more important things to take care of, like
Right.
creating revenue, making sure you're giving plans to your clients, making sure you're taking
Right.
care of the clients first. So a lot
Right.
of bodybuilders, what they do, they put bodybuilding first in hopes of thinking that that will create a path for them. And
Right.
like I think you and I know this really well that like even if you win like any kind of a pro show, the amount of money you get is very less compared to what you actually put in. And
Right.
especially in India, it's like way lesser because to even though you win a show and get your pro card, you still have to pay money for the pro card. So
Oh
basically you are at
yeah.
like a loss,
Right.
right?
Right.
So
Right.
and then there are no pro shows here, so you have to go abroad and compete. So
Yes.
there's really no career path here. So it
Right.
is at best a hobby, and is the time and effort that it takes is just not worth it. So and I felt like how long will I keep doing the same benches again and again? How long will I keep doing the same deadlift again and again, right? So
Right.
there's so much more that intrigue me, like learning the science behind working out and actually like getting deeper into that as opposed to just like
Right.
keep on pressing weights. So that's one of the
Right.
reasons why like I kind of sidelined that. And now, honestly speaking, I'm barely the biggest guy in the gym. Like I work out like thrice a week, and the other 3 days I do other stuff like maybe like so I play some sport. I I try to be more functional. So
Right.
now when I go to the gym, like it is sometimes like I feel bad that I used to be like big and now I'm not. But I think it is fine. But that is a part of life. This is that. But I think it's not worth it. So
Right. 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 So that definitely, that is what I meant, guys, when I said that he always had that thing with bodybuilding where the workouts, when we used to do the workouts together, right? Like, of course, I would also work out in the proper way, but his would be like, over focused. He'll be wearing his big these kind of headphones, and he'll be, like looking at the weights, like, like on proper, like all these Machiavelli motivation videos, right? Like that he'll be working out. Like it feels like he's working out to a music, like that. So definitely, now you said that you had your own gym, right? So I want to ask about that as well. I told you why that I have my plans, but that
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to talk about that right now. But I wanted to know, why this whole gym idea, came about,
Hmm.
because I don't think you ever like it. I think it was like very spontaneous, if I'm not wrong, or was it like planned like 3-4 years
No.
prior? No, right?
Like the fitness industry, nothing is like nothing is planned. So it's
Yeah.
very the whole industry keeps evolving and it is spontaneous, right? But I'll tell you what the pivotal moment was for me. So like after, so we're living together in Bangalore, right? All of us,
Right.
like you, me,
Right.
like Bharat. So once I came back here,
Right.
I got this opportunity to work in like this really high-end function training studio, right, where they were doing a lot of strength and conditioning stuff. So
Hmm.
that's when I realized that there's a lot of strength and conditioning work that actually happens in India.
Right.
And like, if you understand strength and conditioning, that is where the real science of physical fitness is actually applied, right? Because you're
Right.
dealing with athletes. When I
Right.
mean athletes, not bodybuilders, I'm talking about like athletes
Sportsmen.
who are sportsmen. Yeah,
Oh, okay. I mean,
sportsmen.
they bodybuilders will call themselves sportsmen now,
No,
So
I'm not there. So I'm not demeaning bodybuilders, right?
no,
But I'm
I
just
know what
saying,
you're saying, but yeah,
yeah,
basically
yeah,
like professional kind of amateur, professional, semi-pro
yeah,
athletes, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
athletes. And when I went to this place, when I started training them, that's when I realized that like, you remember we used to like at that time we used to watch a lot of Omar Yusuf. We used to
Yes.
watch like a lot of Eric films as well, and I
Right.
felt like this is a place where all of this can actually be applied.
Right.
So then I that's when I slowly started sidelining bodybuilding, and I was like learning a little bit more about SNC stuff and all that.
Right.
And I realized, okay, fine, you know what, I'm good here, but what is next for me? So I felt maybe explore the business aspect of it. I wanted to have complete freedom of writing a program, because where I was working, I was not given complete freedom to write a program. I was still supposed to go and get it checked with someone else when I wrote a program. So for this reason, I thought I'll put together like a small personal training studio, and I did that. It was a very small setup. It was not something lavish, because like I don't have the financial backing for it, but it was not bad as well. So I had a good amount of clients. So that's how the whole that was like a very pivotal point, I feel, in my career so far, and that changed the entire dynamics for me, because I learned a lot about business. I learned a lot about like, because there was like so much of pressure on my head in terms of paying rents. So I had to like I learned a lot of other stuff as well, like how
Right.
do I bring about business and like programming or like my passion towards fitness together.
Right.
So yeah, so that's pretty much how I set up this gym, and it was
Right.
spontaneous. It was not like planned or anything like that.
Right. Right. And you also learn a lot about people, right? When you
Yeah,
meet them, like right there in front of you, you kind of, and the people that you train are probably some so-called successful people in their own fields, right? So you kind of talk to them, you get to learn other things. So
yeah,
I agree with him that like when you train an average person, as in when I say average, I'm not talking that people are average. What I'm saying is someone who just wants to lose fat, or just put on some muscle. It's a different I wouldn't say it's easy, because they come with their own challenges, but at the same time, when you train an athlete, right, when you train a cricket player or you train a footballer, it's a completely different thing. Whatever we learn in terms of the book knowledge, that is actually being used there, right? With online coaching and training, people who just want to lose fat, it's more about understanding that person, right, more than anything,
yeah.
right? You need to be a problem solver, basically, right? So definitely, and then why did you kind of stop the whole gym thing?
So yeah, so post so like I said, like I had a gym, I had a good amount of clients. It was going well. So again, like there has to be some growth element to it. So when I looked at what was next, the next plan was expanding. So we had to go from like I think it was a 2,000 square feet gym. So we had to go from there to like a 6,000, 7,000 square feet gym, right? Now, when this happened, it was like, okay, now think about this. I was dealing with one floor. Now I have to deal with two floors, which
Right.
basically means that I have to put in like the double the amount of equipments, double
Right.
the amount of like stuff like maybe air conditioning and stuff like that, double the amount of trainers and all of that.
Right.
So it became more managerial, and I realized that at this point it's going to become, if anything goes wrong, it's going to become way more pressurized, and
Right. Right.
it was pulling me away from my core
Right.
thing, which was coaching clients. So then
Right.
I thought, how do I do this better? So that was when one of my clients, one of my friends, very close friends, who's actually a mentor for me as well. So she was looking for someone to run her gym.
Right.
So then I went and approached her saying, you know what, like I'm planning to expand. Why don't you like buy me out?
Hmm.
So they did that. So they completely bought my gym. They bought all of my clients, and they put me as like a joint head coach or something like that.
Right.
And we both ran that gym, and that
Right.
was funded by someone else. So
Right.
so then all of the hectic part and all of the
Yeah.
financial thing was
All the
taken out,
headache was
and I could
gone.
just, yes, exactly, and I could
Hmm.
just focus on whatever I want to do. So
Right.
that's pretty
Right.
much how I transitioned from that,
Right.
and post which COVID hit. So
Yeah. So I think
uh,
you kind of what you call, what is the word, bro? Uh, what is it called when you dodge one bullet, basically, right?
yeah,
Because
I dodged it was a missile, but it was not a bullet. It was a missile, because I did not have the firepower or anything, any backing to deal with like something like COVID for like
yeah,
a year or something like that. So because I would have been like
definitely.
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I can only imagine. So now that you have we have discussed about what you have done, all that and everything, but then you shifted somewhere and somewhere. I forgot where, But I'll also tell you guys, how we got back in touch again. That's a very funny story, through gaming basically, which we'll talk later. But
Yeah, actually, too. Yeah.
I forgot about that, but now I remember we used to game daily. But anyway, so then you became what? You joined some personal what do you call, certification company, right? What's it
Yeah.
called?
Yeah. Yeah. So I started working for an account. So basically, what happened was COVID happened, right? So then we were taking things online. We already had a good amount of online, like I had some expertise with online coaching because I've been doing that throughout. So we made things online, and that's when I got this offer from this online coaching agency. So let's call it. They are like equally big to K11. Okay, so
Okay,
they're like
okay,
they're one of the probably India's one of India's biggest
okay.
certification agencies. So it was a job. So I was all like that I was always very passionate about running these workshops for coaches
Right,
and all of that. And I was
right,
thinking, like, yeah, okay, what is next? So I thought the next thing obviously would be to help upcoming coaches. And I think we also had a talk about this sometime back in
right,
the day as
right,
well.
right, right.
So this was something along those lines where I could help people who are coming up. I could like so I was running workshops all along. And I thought this is a more official way to do it. So
Right.
they hired me as one of their subject matter experts. Where like I wrote a book with them. So I wrote like a certified person training manual with them and developed their course curriculum and kind of started running programs and training programs with them. And this really made me understand like what Indian trainers are all about, right? I'm not saying they're bad, they're good. I'm saying to get a deeper understanding of them, like what the industry is all about, and so that's how I transitioned over from like the coaching part. I moved away to like the teaching part, and that was
Right,
I think that's when I realized this was more interesting for me because
right.
yeah, so that's
Yeah,
pretty much how I moved from that to that.
yeah. So
Yeah,
where was it? It was in Hyderabad, right?
it was in Hyderabad, yes.
Hyderabad. Yeah. So that is when we started. I was in my game. I was in a crazy gaming phase where I was addicted to Call of Duty and FIFA. A little bit of FIFA and a lot of Call of Duty. And that is when I think somehow we messaged each other,
Yeah,
and he was like,
yeah,
yeah, I think I posted some clip, right, of my me killing someone in the game. And I think that is when you're like, we should start playing together or something like that. I don't remember
yeah.
exactly.
No, I think it was before that, bro. I think it was before I moved to Hyderabad. This is
Is
when we
it?
started playing, but we started very seriously playing after I moved. Because that
Yeah,
time I was like, I was in the house alone. I had nothing to do after in the evenings.
yeah.
So that's when we started like gaming every day.
Right.
So
We would play so much. Like we were like very serious competitive, and
yeah.
we were crazy. It was so, because see, I was a noob, he was a noob, so we had to learn the game from scratch. Okay, and it was crazy, guys. Then we met
Yeah.
a couple of people as well, right? You're there, right? When you used to play with the uh
We used
with
to play
Karthik
with
and
Wolf.
yeah, Wolf
Yeah,
and
Wolf
Karthik,
and
right? Yeah.
yeah.
So guys, I was in a very messed up phase that time, and it was crazy, that gaming experience. I would be like I told you guys that I used to drink a lot during that time, and I would be drunk, and then I would play that game, and I would yell, I would rage. Like if there was a camera in front of me during my gaming phase, right, I would have gone viral, guys, because I would rage at my teammates. I would yell at him, I would yell at everyone, like I'm some great player. I was not, but it kind of makes me it was a good time, like we enjoyed. I'm pretty sure you also enjoyed that time, right, gaming.
Yeah. I mean, definitely like, it was something that like I think we had a lot of free time on our hands. So we were like, okay, let's do
Right,
this. So
right, right,
yeah.
right. So then now, would you mind talking about your current thing, or you don't want to talk about that?
No, I mean I can talk about what I'm doing right now, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, because
So
so
yes,
before that so look, guys, the reason I wanted to bring Gauthaman specifically for that is for the reason that he is unlike me. We started off in the same what do you call lane, right? But he saw that there are other things that can be done as well. It's not just online coaching, YouTube, Instagram, and all that. And I wanted to bring him just to show you guys, because a lot of people who follow my channel, they are not just fitness enthusiasts. They are also like aspiring trainers, like I get so many messages all the time, how to get into this industry. They're tired of their jobs and this and that. So I just wanted to bring the whole offline part of it as well, because online they can know from me, they can learn from me. But offline part, like, it's a huge part which I feel people have forgotten just because of social media.
Yep.
And
100%. Yes.
yeah, right. So I wanted to talk to you about that next, which is, is can anybody, okay, like anybody, okay, in between, I think you are working in IT also, right? After 2015, I think, right? 2016, 17, that time in between you joined a IT company as well, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I was
did.
at no, I was at Yamaha.
Yamaha,
So like
right?
for,
Oh,
for like
sorry,
a for
yeah,
like a year. Yeah.
Yamaha, sorry.
Yeah. I think it was like
So
after my this thing.
by
15.
the way,
It
guys,
was
you
Yamaha for a
studied in
year.
IIT, right?
No, I studied in REC, not IIT.
IIT, yeah. Your dad
So
is a
I lived in
professor in
IIT. Yeah.
IIT. Sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
his dad is a professor in IIT. So, uh, yeah. So, guys, I just wanted to ask him, what do you think? Like, let's say I'm an engineer right now, absolutely frustrated with my job, okay, and I want to, kind of get out of there. Okay, so I have my own advice for such people, but what advice would you like to give in a more practical way? Don't go all like, guys, it's okay, just quit right now, follow
Yeah.
your,
I would never say that.
yeah,
I
your
would never say
national,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
don't go all Gary V, on me.
I would never say
So,
that.
yeah, so I wanted to know, how to shift careers, that is a very important topic,
Yeah.
because there's nothing wrong in people wanting to, join. If you are an engineer, you are probably, uh, and you've worked in a company, you're probably smart, like if you're in a decent job but you just want to quit, you're probably smart, you can learn, at least you know how to pass exams basically, right? You know how to read a little bit of science here and there. So what advice would you give, like how to kind of get into this industry in today's day and age? Because like you said, you worked in companies, you're also, tell us first what you're doing right now, and also tell us, how people can, what advice you have for people who want to be in this for a long run, because it's been what, 9 years for you, same for me. So it's not a lot of people come and go, guys, I'll tell you that much. It is very, important that you somehow stay relevant. So I've chosen the online thing, but for him, he's doing pretty good right now. So just tell us what you're doing right now, what kind of job and what not.
So right now I work. Let's just call it as I work for like one of the biggest fitness uh,
Chains.
comp- chains or companies, like probably in India, in Asia, like if not probably at one point of time in the world.
It will become
So
one day in the
it
world.
will become one day the world. It might even be as of now,
Right.
but yeah. Basically, what I do is I'm like a subject matter expert, where uh, whatever kind of help is required from the technical end, it may be something like designing programs, it may be designing courses, any of those things. That's where I pitch in. So it's a very open-ended job, and that's what makes it very interesting. So like
Okay.
it's so like I never, before I joined wherever I am right now, I never thought it was going to be this interesting, because every day is like something new. There are like problems that are coming up which need technical expertise to solve, and it's very hard to get this variety, right?
Mm.
So it right now, let us say that I'm working in a very organized sector. Like it's not like I'm not freelancing, I'm not doing any online coaching as of now. I'm purely like trying to solve problems in the fitness industry, and that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. But to give you like to answer to his question, right, you need to understand that the fitness industry right now is becoming pretty much like any other startup industry. Let's take edtech for example, right? Like let's take Byju's.
Mm.
Like we never knew Byju's existed some time back. Now they're like sponsoring FIFA, you know.
Oh, is
So
it?
I think, yeah, bro, they're sponsoring FIFA. They have
FIFA is
like
in the
their
World
official
Cup.
World Cup. They have the official
Wow.
logo with Byju's with FIFA together.
Yeah,
Like think
FIFA
about
is
it. Like
a
it's
completely different topic. I'm very it's become very political these days because of the whole
yeah, it is. It's
Qatar
Ballon
thing.
d'Or.
But
Oh, Qatar. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, go on, go on.
So you need to understand that things are going to become organized in some time, right? So like what happens, like you said, very very truly, is because we look at social media, and that's how we consume most of the content. And we look at social media, it looks like for you to make a name in fitness industry, online is like the only option, because that's where we follow most people. It is
Right,
really 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 not the case.
right,
Like only probably like a very few handful of people actually make it online, right?
right, right,
There is a lot of action, there's a lot of I would say interesting and evolving things that are happening offline. So
right,
if you only look in this direction, you're actually missing out a lot of opportunities.
right.
Especially, like you said, if you're someone who's working in a company, if you're smart, you know, like the basics of how operations run. Like, see, when you're working in an IT company, it is not just you hate your job. It is also that you've learned a lot of skills. You
Right.
learned a lot of skills of understanding how operations work, like how like a system works, right?
Right.
So these things are also relevant for a fitness industry or a gym or any of those things.
Yeah.
So you need to be smart in understanding how you can bring these two together and package yourself. How you can
Right.
sell yourself as, I'm not just a trainer, but I also know the other things.
Right.
Because to create a
Right.
trainer, yeah, you can do a CPT and you'll become a trainer. That's okay.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
there's more things to be put together. So I feel you should be smart about it and don't don't stay away from offline. There is a lot of things happening offline. There's a lot of potential offline. So
Right, right. Watch this space, guys. I will eventually share the ideas that I have about this topic. But for now, I don't want to share anything. I have made mistakes in the past where I'm too excited and I come out and say this and that, but I don't want to do that anymore. But like you said, this offline personal training, right? Like I have my what do you call? I'm very skeptical about going to a gym and training people there because, like you said, when you joined a certification that company, you had to kind of design a program, then show it to that the main big boss, and only then kind of once he's looked at it, only then you can you get the
you're talking about the personal training, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
right,
Like
right,
the
right.
essence, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that is why I've never gotten my leg into the whole uh, offline personal training. I know how much money it is there. Like people are ready to pay because you are literally right there with them, being like a luggage carrier for them. Even though now it is changing slowly, like personal trainers are looked at a little in a more respectful way, but back in the day it was mainly luggage carrier, right? You would take the dumbbell, put it back and whatnot. But for me, I'm talking about what Gauthaman said. The thing that I want to also put out there is having an online presence is always great, because if you kind of through online you learn how to reach to the right kind of people. You will learn what kind of people actually are there, what different kinds of people are there. Like even if you see my channel, right? Like I'm not saying other people's channels are the viewers of other people's channels are not great. I'm actually praising you guys because I feel that like I have very less margin for error, meaning I can't fuck up. I can't give even a slight hint of wrong information and whatnot, right? So that is the kind of viewers that are watching my content. But at the same time, there are also different kinds of people that you realize that these are the kind of people that actually go to the gym and work out at the end of the day, right? So having an online understanding is definitely important, but like he said, there is so much things you can do. Your fitness industry doesn't just mean personal trainer, right? You can, like he said, he's in the operations field right now, where he's looking after how things are going. He's looking if someone is messing up and whatnot, right? So that is definitely like when I spoke to him last week, when he told me like what he's doing, I was like very impressed, because I thought like many different things, but when he told me that it is something great, and like he said, Byju's and all these big companies, few years back nobody thought that this would be a thing, right? So imagine all these fitness companies tomorrow, who are just starting up today, right? Imagine when they become big, how many job opportunities will be created, right? But to have a job opportunity, like his qualities are not just that he is a online coach. He has run a gym. He has worked in different fields of fitness, that they were impressed by his whole thing, that he's multi what do you call what is the word, bro? Not multi-talented, but multi-experienced, I would say. He's experienced in many things. So definitely you guys should try. So now I want to talk about relationship. Since you're married now, okay, now you become directly, you automatically become a relationship expert. Okay, now uh, I want to ask directly, like, how important, or is it very important to have someone who understands what you do, especially in this digital, for you, luckily she's also into social media, but I genuinely want to ask, like, how important is it for someone for you to have someone who understands uh, you, basically what you're doing.
So I mean, like, see, like I'm not going to give like a very cliche answer, like, oh, you need someone who's behind you. it's very simple, right? So, and it goes both ways. It's not just for us. It's a reciprocated thing, right? So if you one if you have someone who totally understands you, it's it's going to be like a proper, it's like it's going to be a proper boost to whatever it is that you're doing. But at the same time, if it is not someone who's understanding you, you're probably better off alone
Right.
navigating in this
Right.
industry, because you are already going to have so many hiccups, right? Think
Right.
about it. Like, you are a person trainer, your
Right.
income is not very stable to begin with, probably
Right.
until you reach a stage,
Right.
and you already have a lot of pressure at this point. Taking up something which is going to pressurize you even more, I mean, I wouldn't go for that, right? But at the
Right.
same time, if it's someone who's going to like back you up, obviously it's going to be like a very helpful thing. But at the same time, having said that, like, it is, I don't think you should depend on that. Like, it's
Right.
not like, oh, I don't have a girlfriend, so I don't have an understanding girlfriend, so I can't do anything. It's not like that. If it happens, it happens. But at the same time, having said that, you should also be equally supportive in all of that, because a
Right.
lot of times it's not a two-way stream, and that's how
Right.
relationships break, right? So
Right. Especially
one
with
person can't
fitness,
keep
right?
giving everything.
You kind of become
Yeah,
so consumed with your own lifestyle of,
yeah,
bodybuilding and everything. You kind of forget about the more important part. So,
very
definitely
true. Yeah,
simple, but efficient advice from Mr. Gauthaman Ramesh again.
and I just feel like, just to add one thing here, right? I just feel like people who are like, I'm sure, like, you don't particularly have a lot of uh, viewership who are extremely into bodybuilding, but at the same time, like, bodybuilding is great. I'm not against bodybuilding. I like bodybuilding as well. I watch shows. I watch Mr. Olympia whenever it happens. But at the same time, let's keep it where it's supposed to be.
Right.
It's bodybuilding is not the fitness industry. It is just a part of it, and it's a very small part of it. Probably,
Right.
like, it's a very, very small part
Yeah,
of it.
it's becoming smaller and smaller, right? Every year.
Yes, it's
Right.
becoming smaller and smaller every year.
Yeah,
And
because
and I
people
feel,
have realized, people have realized how important other things are, like your health
yeah,
and wellness, especially after COVID. Right. So
yeah.
continue.
And also, like, I feel that, like, when, see, I've had this experience firsthand. When I used to train a lot of people, like, for the certifications, I asked them, what do you want to do, right? Because they generally ask you for a plan. So I asked them, like, what do you want to do? They're like, I want to, probably win, uh, like, Shield Classic or some IE Pro show. Then you ask them, what happens after that? Like, why do you want to win it,
Hmm.
right? And some of them are like, oh no, I'll get a sponsorship. And and I was like, okay, what happens after that? Oh, then I'll become like an international bodybuilder. So it makes no sense. First of all, just because you win a sponsorship or you win a show, why should anybody sponsor you?
Right.
Right? When a company sponsors you, it basically means that because of it, someone would buy it. Like,
Right.
if I run a brand, I would rather sponsor someone who has 1 million followers as opposed to someone who's won a bodybuilding show.
Right.
Correct.
Right. Right.
So before you start it, before you build your dreams, it is very important for you to do your groundwork. It is the same,
Right.
right? Before you start a personal training studio, you would go and see what all other studios are there in the area, how much are they charging, and all of that.
Right.
Same way, before you have a dream of saying that I want to be Mr. Olympia, try to go ahead and analyze the field. Like, who are your
Right.
competitors? Can you really make it or not? And let's have a
Right.
very realistic opinion on that. So
Right.
I feel
Right.
this is lacking a lot.
Right.
So,
Because bodybuilding is not a sport where everything is under your control, right? Like
yeah,
there are basically 50% of the thing is how you are born, basically what kind of genetics you
yeah,
have.
genetics matter a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, right. So, see, again, we are not trying to demotivate you by saying don't become a bodybuilder. It's your personal choice. It's not 1995, it's 2022. So, do what you want. But what we are trying to say is, like he said, which is very, very important point, which I feel I've been saying this for years, is that, if your goal is to become a bodybuilder, like you are one of the wealthiest people in the world who, maybe you are rich parents or your parents have left a lot of things for you behind and you are rich, right, for to start off with from day one. Go for it. Who cares? You don't lose anything. You get my point. But if you don't have the funds and you don't have the overall capacity to continue it, because bodybuilding is not just one competition, right? To become a
yeah,
pro, you probably have to do like 10, 15, 20 competitions one after the
yeah.
other. So the
Minimum like
gear,
5 6 years,
yeah,
five
so
six
the
years, right?
yeah so,
So
so the gear that you have to put into your body, for that period of time, let's be honest, don't tell me that I have good genetics, I can reach without that. It's not possible. Okay, you have to take it. steroids, you definitely have to take it, unfortunately. Right? You agree with me, right?
I mean, and that's why the darkness of this whole thing comes in, right? Like you're basically like doing something that is going to harm you, and you don't even have the base for it. So I don't understand like how, like, you need to analyze and take a very realistic call on this, not just get influenced by one video from Machiavelli motivation and think that dream big, achieve big. It's all good for quotes, but let's be honest and let's be real here.
Yeah, yeah.
So so
Yeah, because I'm sure you also had a phase where you are like looking at all this motivational, definitely you definitely
yeah,
did,
no,
because
no,
I
for sure.
remember.
Like, see, yeah, for me it got down in Mangalore itself. Like I was just like it was too cliche. Like
Right,
fine, but like other things have to be done, right? So
right,
like there are more
right,
important things in life. So
right,
that's just my
right,
opinion. I mean, like for
right.
each their
No,
own.
it's definitely my opinion as well, and that is one thing that we've agreed, since day one, is that look, guys, the fitness industry now, at least you see a lot of bodybuilders, they are starting their own brands. They're not even like that, competitive anymore. Like for example,
Yeah, yeah.
Sangram Chogule, right? He's just doing his own thing. He doesn't compete like how he used to, right? So what I'm saying is, you become a bodybuilder. Back in the day, you had to kind of be a bodybuilder to be famous in the fitness industry, right? But nowadays you don't have to be, guys. Nowadays you're just one video away. If you have a decent physique, you're just one video away from blowing up and having a viewership that will be there with you forever. But what about your future plans, bro? Like what are you thinking of eventually? Like what's your, I think I asked you this like that day also. You don't have to
Yeah.
say like all the details, but what's your end game?
Right. So I feel right now like I'm at a place where I am learning a lot every day, right? So I'm still not very sure like uh the long term plan I really don't know, but right now like at least for the next 5 6 years, I'm very eager to see where all of this is growing into, and I feel like it's going to be a huge learning experience because see right now after a point, every new thing you do is something that you're learning, right? And that's
Right,
going to be used somewhere at some point of time.
right,
So I think
right.
it's very interesting. So I right now I'm just going to like uh, consume as much as information as possible and like try to do as many things as possible to kind of
Right.
learn and
Yeah.
whatever.
Since this is a
So
fitness channel, also tell us what your current workout routine is.
so right now, yeah. So right now my workout routine is I work out for 3 days a week. So I do 3 full body days. That's about it. So and most of these days are basically like I do like maybe 4 or 5 exercises, and most of them are like strength based. I do mainly like 5 reps, 6 reps. That's all, and I end with a lot of HIIT stuff. So I do like a lot of air dying sprints and all of that. The whole point of this is because on the other 3 days of the week, I train for football. So I'm trying to actually like make football like a very main thing and fitness to support this. So
Tell them that story you told me, right? Where you went for a trial.
oh, dude, like it's so crazy because okay. So to give you guys a backstory, so before I met him and all of that, I used to play like a lot of football. So I used to play for like club. I used to play like first division, like consistently. I'm talking like I used to play like for 3 4 years of first division when I was in like 11th and 12th. So like I was very confident about football. And in between, like for a long time, I completely lost it. Then I thought I'll get back to it and all of that. So recently, like I think 6 months back or something, I thought I'll go and like try to get back into club football, at least like third division, right? Not first division or something like third division. So I went, I played. I didn't play bad, but I realized that after the game got over, all of the other people walked home normally, and I could not even walk home. So I
Right,
was done. So then I imagine like this is just one day, right? Imagine doing this like 4 5 days a week.
right.
So that's when I realized like I'm actually not uh, fit enough
Fit enough.
or whatnot. So that's one of the reasons why I said like I'm going to take like 6 7 months to actually train myself to get there, and I can do another trial and actually start playing for a club or something like that. So
Right.
recreationally,
It's crazy, isn't it, guys? Like same thing is happening with me also. Like of course my reasons are different, but see, he's everyone that I talk to, even I spoke to Ralston recently. He was telling the same thing, that he goes to the gym twice a week now. Okay, you go 3 times a week. I started off 3 months back with going 6 times a week. Now I can barely go 3 times a week because I'm very busy with everything. Okay, so I just feel like that a lot of people, right? A lot of people that you see, they kind of give you this thing where you're told that you have to go to the gym basically every single day to have your dream physique. But I don't think so. Like if you look at him, like he's not lost any size as such, but he has been able to maintain. And let's be honest, how much muscle are we going to gain? It's been so long that we started, working out, right? And how much muscle realistically that we are going to gain? So now the main thing is probably like, maintain your physique, and maybe, do workouts that help you with your football, right? Basically, right?
Yeah.
You're
And I
trying to
think,
be.
yeah. I think one thing happened in Hyderabad, right? Which kind of alarmed me. So I was just doing this, like I said, I was teaching someone something, and there was this activity where we had to do like a deep blood pressure measurement.
Oh,
So I did it on myself. It was very high, dude. Like I didn't think it was going to be that high. So I thought the machine was a problem, right? So then I tried another machine. It was actually high. Then I realized that, like obviously when you hold a lot of muscle and you don't do a lot of cardio, your heart has to go through a lot more to pump blood in. So
right,
that's the reason. But still, it's not good in the long term. These things we
right,
don't understand when we're like in the 20s. As
right.
we go higher and higher, I feel like it's important for us to focus on like general fitness as well.
Right. So
So
this is exactly why I'm doing more cardio. Like I do 1 hour of
yeah,
cardio every
it
day.
is important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So in the past, we used to believe that, oh my God, if you do cardio, we lose muscle and all that. For me, it doesn't matter anymore, guys. If I lose 200 grams of muscle every month, fuck it, I don't care. As long as I get, like, my BP was also very high. Okay, it was fucked basically. Like it was like a steroid abuser's BP. Like it was like 160 by 100. On one day when I checked. Now it's back to normal just in 3 months. Just because
Yeah.
I'm training
Cardio.
my heart, right? So
Yeah.
just don't think that gym is everything. We see people in their primes, in their early 20, 21, looking all healthy, even the natural guys I'm talking about, like all the natties also, they look all healthy and, fit. But when it comes to doing some real world things, like, maybe catching a bus or, chasing a dog and whatnot,
Yeah.
right? So we realize how fit people are who actually do that all the time. So, for example, there are people who don't even go to the gym, play football, right? They are way more, capable of doing that for 1 hour every day without even struggling, right? But if you send them to the gym, they'll still be able to, lift a little bit. But when for us, we are crazy in the gym, but outside we are absolutely nothing, right? So, cardio, do your cardio, guys. I've changed my opinion. I'll make a video on that as well. I changed my opinion totally on cardio. I can't tell you how important it is to do it, regularly. And weight training, like he does, full body is perfect 3 times a week. You train all your muscles, you get enough volume, you'll be fine. So okay, that first 2 3 years, enjoy, go crazy in the gym. You'll have that josh, like full josh where you're like every day 2 hours in the gym. Do powerlifting, try calisthenics, try crossfit, everything. But after that, make sure that you focus a little bit on your health as well. Try to eat good food, healthy food, and whatnot. But yeah, bro, it was nice. It was nice. I don't know how long this went, but it was definitely needed. And so what now? So how does your day go? What happens from morning till night for you?
So I wake up, I take my dogs to walking. That's the first thing I do.
Yeah, he has
And
like
then after
15
that,
dogs, guys.
two. I have two dogs, but they're equal to 15.
Right.
But yeah, so I do that, and then I go work out if I have to work out, or I do football if I have to do football. And I start work at around like 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I probably work up until 6, 6 or like 6:30,
Hmm.
and then I watch some TV series, and that's pretty much how my
Do
life
you
has
do you
been.
still sleep
And
early?
yeah, I do, bro. Like I try to. Like the whole wedding and stuff like that. It's been a little bad, but
Of course.
yeah, 10:30 max.
10:30. Yeah,
That's
that is one thing I never, understood about this fucker, is that this guy sleeps at the. I've never seen anyone sleeping so early, man. Like other than my dad, of course, he sleeps passes out at 10. But this guy has always maintained a good sleep cycle, which is very important. I'm trying my best. I sleep at 2 right now, or 2:30, but it used to be 5. I think he knows. Like this guy used to always be awake by 8. I used to wake up at 11 when we used to stay together, right? So anyway, guys, I hope I don't know how much you learned from this, but definitely one thing you can learn is that fitness industry is a wide, uh,
yeah.
it's not a lake anymore, it's a ocean basically. and there are many oceans that you can dive into. So don't be disheartened that you need to there's only one way to make it. I know there are so many people who have just 500 followers who are doing great, because they are focused on other things. They found a niche for them and they're working towards them. So find your niche, find your audience. And if you don't want to find your audience, it's totally fine. This is not it's not like you have to be in this industry to have a successful life. There are other things that you might find. Okay, so don't worry, just take your time. And the only thing that I agree with Gary Vee is simple. He says, oh my God, you're so young. You're so young. You're still so young. Right. So don't worry about your age, guys. If you're 28, 29, 30, or even 18, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Okay. So, and remember one thing, everything that you see is not how it is in reality. Okay. So remember that as well. What else, bro? Any ending lines?
Yeah, I think that's about it, man. Like I think it was like really great that we actually did. I think it's going to be like a really long podcast, but I think that's how it's always been. Like
Right.
if you both sit together.
Right.
So I think I think we should do one when I'm coming to Mangalore as well.
You
So
will not come, bro. You lied to me.
I'm coming. I'm coming next month, man.
Next month I will be in Bangalore, dude. Next month, as in when? April or May?
April.
April I'll be here. Come.
Yeah. So I will come to Mangalore.
We'll do like a few. We'll not do a podcast. We'll do few nice videos. Like
videos. Cool. Done.
Topical videos. So that
yeah.
I'll also get some content. But
done.
Yeah, guys, definitely you should. In the past I would have said go subscribe to Gauthaman's channel.
There's no point, guys.
Yeah.
Don't subscribe to me. It's just like another waste of a click. But Instagram probably you can follow. But,
you can follow him on. What's your Instagram? Gauthaman Ramesh. What is it?
G-Man Superfit.
Oh, it's still like that only. G-Man Superfit.
That's the same.
Yeah. So G-Man Superfit with 2 T's, right?
Yep.
2 T's. Yeah, I remember, guys. Anyway, you enjoy your coffee. And
it is my coffee, bro.
You enjoy your coffee. And I'll see you again, guys. Thanks a lot for watching.
Yep.
This is just like a nostalgic episode. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel. It feels like I've been here for so long. This guy got old, guys. Trying to watch me reach 100k. Subscribe to my channel.
Can you please get him 100k? It's about time.
That should be a what do you call, like GoFundMe page, right? Like that we should start something.
I really think so. Yeah. I think for your next birthday, I will put in and run a campaign for you. Like an ad campaign for you to get you 100k.
Yeah, but I hope that we reach that milestone definitely, so that I can finally sleep in peace. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and follow him on Instagram. I'll see you again, guys.
Yep.
Peace.
Bye.